Our News 4 Tucson Anchored in Tradition continues, and today Fort Warren meteorologist Daniel McFarland shows us a tomato mozzarella salad from his family cookbook.
For this year's Anchored in Tradition, we're going to be checking out a cookbook that my mom actually put together for the 4 kids that she has, including me, and we're going to be checking out page 48. There we have her famous tomato mozzarella salad that we're going to be making right now. All you're going to need is 2 containers of grape tomatoes, fresh basil, 1 container of fresh mozzarella. You can either get the balls or slice it up yourself, olive oil, salt, and fresh ground pepper, and that's it. The first step we have is to cut the small grape tomatoes in half. Now once you're done cutting the tomatoes, you can go ahead and put those in the bowl, because next we're going to be cutting the mozzarella. So since I'm doing a half serving, I just did the 1 container of cherry tomatoes this time. We're going to be using half of the fresh mozzarella serving right here. You can either get them buffalo style, or of course you can get them pearled, in which case if you get the ones in circles or the pearled ones, you don't have to do this next step. Even though we can't just throw them right in, this is obviously a very easy step. We're just going to cut these slices right about here into quarters. So all you got to do is one right down the middle there. And then we're going to flip it sideways and do it one more time and then put it in the container. Our next step is going to be to chop up the basil that you see right here. Now you can really do this to taste. If you want to do 4 or 5 leaves per container, that's probably the best to go. We'll go ahead and get this chopped up, put it in there, and then it's going to be time for the olive oil and balsamic vinegar. So this is where we are right now. We just went ahead and added in the basil on top of the mozzarella and the tomatoes. Now we're just going to be adding 1 little splash of olive oil. That'll about do it. Next step is going to be to add 1/4 cup of the balsamic vinegar. Now the last thing to add is going to be some salt and pepper. I go a little bit lighter on the pepper with this one because the salt adds a little bit more, at least to me, when it comes to this. So just a tad bit of pepper in there. And lastly, the salt. And the final step, just mix it all up. Now that it's all mixed up, we're going to cover it up for a little bit. I'd say about an hour in the fridge, and then afterwards it'll be ready to serve. All right, so it's been about an hour. Now we're going to take it out and it's going to be ready to serve. So after it's stayed, this is what it's going to look like, and it's more of a side dish. So if you want to have a traditional salad alongside this one, that's going to be perfectly fine too. This will go along with any kind of meat that you want to have for Christmas. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, and you can find the full recipe on KVOA.com.